Raise your hand if you're the best person in the world at comparing yourself to others. Right here! Stay tuned. Let's talk about it. All right, guys. Thanks for coming back. Let's get started. All right, comparisons. Let's first talk about what comparisons are, and then let's talk about what to do about them. Sound good? All right, here we go. Okay, comparisons. If you guys can picture yourself scrolling through Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, whatever that is, and when you see an image, most of the time it elicits some sort of response in your body. Sometimes that's happiness. Sometimes that's like, oh, cool. Sometimes that's like, oh, neat. But sometimes causes us to compare. So there are ways that we compare that feel better, and there's ways that we compare that feel worse. So everybody's a little bit different. But here are some of the feelings we feel when we compare ourselves to others. Sometimes we feel better than. So for example, we see the inside of someone's house and we're like, ah, sweet, my kitchen's nicer. Oh, sweet, my husband's cuter. Oh, sweet, my car's newer. Sometimes we feel better than. Sometimes we feel jealous or envious. That girl's husband sent her flowers on Valentine's Day? Or how about this? That girl's husband sent her flowers and it's not even Valentine's Day? How about this? They go on vacation every year. How about this? That girl's kids are gorgeous. How about this? That girl shouldn't be allowed to parent. Comparisons, guys. Comparisons. Let's talk about some things that we compare. Jobs, kids, our house, vacations, spouse, clothes, skin, hair, nails, lips, face structure. We compare it all, guys. All right, so I've got two thoughts here. Why do we compare our worst to somebody else's best? Let's go with that for a moment. So whenever I'm comparing something of mine, I'm usually comparing something I'm very self-conscious of. Meaning, I don't feel like I'm at my best, or I don't feel confident in that area of my life. I have found myself comparing my parenting to people before. Usually, when I'm comparing my parenting, I'm comparing something like, this child is not listening to me, why can't I get my child to listen, to, and perhaps I'm talking about my 4-year-old, and I'm comparing it to the person who has the 8-year-old who's only showing me on social media the times that her child is compliant. Why, oh why, do I compare my worst to somebody's best? No! Of course they're not going to equal out. How about this? Stop comparing your beginning to somebody else's middle. All right, fellow YouTubers. How easy is it to have like the person you idolize, or people or group of people you idolize on YouTube, and you just started a channel and you're like, what the what? They have 400 views per hour? I've got 2. You're beginning. They're in the middle. Come on. No. Or how about this? When we start a new job and we get in there and we're like, oh my gosh, I don't know anything. And then like day 2, we're like, oh my gosh, I don't know anything. And then like day 5, we're like, oh my gosh, I don't know anything. When am I going to learn this? Well, Brittany was in this position and she knew everything. Girl, Brittany worked in that position for 10 years. You've been there for 5 days. Of course you aren't the same. Come on. We have got to quit comparing our beginnings to somebody else's middles, or comparing our worst to somebody else's best. We're setting ourselves up for failure. All right, what can we do about it? Where do we go from here? Brittany, don't leave us hanging. All right, step 1, declutter your social media. So in my experience, it's really hard to be Debbie Downer for people that I truly love and care about. So for example, When my like best friends are posting things on Facebook that are like super great and phenomenal, typically I'm not sitting there like, that girl doesn't deserve that. No! No! I'm like, yeah, girl, yeah, girl, yeah, right? It's those people that are far away that we don't actually know, that we just see superficially, that are really tough for us. So start decluttering your social media. Get rid of the people that are just there and you just start idolizing, but not realistically idolizing, right? Get rid of them. Bye. Bye. Okay, step 2. This one's harder, guys. Get to the root of the insecurity. Brittany. Clearly, when we have that big of a reaction to something, if it's like ruining our day, if we are like stuck in the rut, right, we have got to get to the root of that problem. We cannot just delete that away on social media. So start doing some soul searching. Find a good friend to talk to. Find a good therapist to talk to. Really engage yourself to figure out like what is the deep dive problem that's going on? What really is causing those emotions to be so extreme? Comparisons are normal, but it's not normal for them to affect our daily life. Okay? I hope that makes sense, everybody. Step 3, remind yourself of what you're good at. When I have the comparison about my job, like, I'm not catching on very quickly, I'm not doing a good job, like, remind myself, but girl, you got here on time, but girl, you showed up, but girl, you took a leap of faith to get here, right? I'm doing well at those. Remind yourself, hold yourself accountable on all ends. It's cool to pick out like what it is we need to work on. It's also really freaking cool to pick out the things you're doing well at. My last one, and one of my faves. Use comparison as motivation. Woo, woo, woo. Motivate yourself. If you're comparing yourself, if you're like, that girl goes on vacation every year, do you want to do it? Is that something that you're striving to do? Put it on your goal sheet and start working. If your thought is, that girl got flowers today, get them. Go get flowers for yourself. Use your comparisons as motivation. Oftentimes when we compare, it's because it's something we want. Go get it. Go get it. Thanks for watching. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video, and I will see you